Okay, part two. I had ordered a pizza, full disclosure, before I started this, and I thought I had like 30 minutes, but didn't have 30 minutes. They were insanely fast, which never happens. But anyway, part two, I just wanted to kind of show some more of this, of what I'm doing. But, here is, one of these other comic books. Ninja Turtles, super cool, huge fan. Loved that first movie they came out with like way back in the day. One of my favorites. Kids they'll never understand. They'll never understand what we grew up with. Yeah, this one's actually a pretty good one. There's not a lot out there, especially graded. So this would be a good one to take a shot at. The listings are, all ungraded except one. So I think that one's definitely worth grading. Here's another one. I mean, check out, this is why I like this. It's just to see, what people were looking at back in the day or older, like whenever they were doing this stuff, like making these books and everything. And it's hard to tell like which ones are rare, which ones are good. That's why I relied so heavily on just comping everything and taking a look at it, Yeah, this is another one that's kind of all over the place, but it definitely looks like it's worth a shot. So we're gonna move that over there. Yeah, you see, I mean, like, look at these books. Yeah, and this guy that I got this stuff from, I mean, these corners, the spines, there's no ticks on them. I mean, they are in really good condition. I mean, they are definitely, you want to look through these correctly when you find a seller like this, and make sure you take the time and consider if you should get them graded. And also, a lot of these books will come in sets. Here's one. This one right here is part of a 3-book set, which I only have 2. But if you had all 3, they sold for $42 ungraded, all 3 of them. And this one's not really selling that well, $15. There's none listed that are graded. They're all in the $30 to $40 range, maybe, and that's, in my opinion, kind of wishful thinking. So this isn't one that I would consider getting graded. And, there's another piece that comes into this when you look at grading is your preference, the stuff that you like. I've got a Wolverine Hulk comic book that I think is the coolest thing I've ever seen. The way that the picture is set up with Wolverine and Hulk in it, and it's a $10 comic book. But I just want to protect it because I really, really like it. Yeah, these listings are really high. And let's see what the sales are. Yeah, sales look good. There's some that sold for $50, $70 ungraded, which is just wild to me. But again, you never really know which ones are good and which ones are not. So this is definitely one. We'll get this one graded. I mean, look at that. Kind of neat. This is the other stuff that I really like. I love seeing all these old comics, the way that they used to draw characters. But look, you can see this one's probably not going to grade that well. So spine looks okay, but it does have these little ticks on it. So that'll definitely affect the grade. So that's something that we want to really consider. And, when you post this stuff on eBay, you want to be straightforward with people because, when they get the item, if you say it's an excellent condition or brand new, they're going to get it and they're like, no, it's not. So definitely want to be honest with people and make sure you're posting it and listing it the right way whenever you do it. Just let them know up front before they decide to buy it. You definitely don't want to get, eBay involved. I mean, I love how eBay protects everything and they authenticate everything. So it's set up to protect both parties, more so the buyers. But if the sellers are acting the right way, I mean, they're going to look after you as well. But yeah, this one, if it grades good, I mean, there's a 7.5 that hit $100 as a listing. Now it's not sold, so let's take a look. Yeah. Yeah, 8.5 sold for 55 of this book. A 6.5 sold for 50. I just love these old books. A 9.6 sold for 120. You know, I'm thinking this is probably a 5.5, probably a 6.5. You know, and I make the decisions on these. Sometimes I'll get them graded just to protect them, you know, just to preserve their life, just because of how cool they are. But I mean, look at the old art. Pretty neat. I like that. I'll get it graded. Now, these were the ones I really wanted to show. I know absolutely zero about, but these hologram books, look at these things, man. I have zero clue. So, I mean, it should be worth at least $1 million, right? I mean, just because it's super cool. Yeah, the posts, I mean, the listings are all under $20. Hopefully we got some good sales. And we don't. So these are some that I think I was talking about in one of the first video. These are some that, when they're super rare, really cool, these are in like primo condition, like an excellent condition. I'm probably going to go ahead and just get these two graded just because of the way they look. There was only 5 listings and they were all ungraded. So sometimes when you pop something on eBay that's graded, you can kind of set the market. Now, yeah, I'm not going to get $300, $400 for it, but I might get 70, 80 a book, you know, and spend 24. So that to me is worth it. Here's another one that I think is just super cool. Look at the hologram on this one, this Cable book. So I actually have the gold comic book, a non-hologram like this, listed on my eBay page. Like I said on the last video, I've got my eBay page in my description of the page, so you can go check out what I have. But I think there's a different one, like a black or something, but that one goes for a lot. It goes for like $200 or $300. I have the gold, of course, it goes for like 40 or 50. Yeah, graded listings are between $60 and $40, $40 and $60, which isn't bad. But the sales, $30, yeah, okay. So a 9 did 72, 9.2 did 89, a 9.4 did 90, a 9.8 did 452 back in September. Now, will it sell for that again? I don't know, but that's a huge swing. But it also was an auction. That's what I love about eBay on these sales. It had, you can see right here, it had 32 bids. So that's why I say list stuff at auction, auction type, because it really drives the price of it up. But there are plenty of sales between $149, $150, and $210 for these exact comic books. I mean, look at that. All back in October, and I have 2 of them. So it's worth it to get these graded, 100%. And that's why you just take the time and comp this stuff. The first time I got anything graded with CGC, I had all my old school comics from when I was a kid, and I just got everything graded because I wanted to experience it. And that was okay. But if you're a reseller and you're trying to, you know, pinch pennies and maximize profit, you really want to spend the time and comp this stuff out. But here's another one. Like, look at this. I don't know if it'll hollow for you or not, but the way that it'll change. But it's got like Colossus inside of whoever else this is. So it is, these books, the time that these people put into making them, and like I said, the guy that I bought all this from, the time that he spent, I call it curating, basically separating and packaging it and boarding it. I mean, he took a lot of time doing this stuff. Yeah, so this one is very much worth grading. Sales are all over $50 ungraded. There was one sold for $130 graded, $105.50. So this was definitely another one. And because of just how, to me, look how rare it is. It looks pretty cool. These are some that I was excited about. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but that new movie that's about to come out next December, which I'm not excited about being next December, but the new Doctor Doom Avengers movie, Fantastic Four is going to be in it. So this is timing of the market is something that I really haven't gotten down yet, but I do understand it. When to sell something, when not to sell something, but there's definitely stuff that is real with that as well. Yeah, so there's no sales of it, but there's a 9.8 that's listed for $100, and then there's a bunch of postings all over, 15, 20 bucks. So this one's one because it's not graded and it's super cool. I like it. I'm gonna take a shot at getting it graded. I got 3 of them. So we'll see what happens. Now, I had this one non-hologram. I had this one in my son's room before we sold it, but this one I know, this Venom Spider-Man, but this is also, I didn't know that they made a hologram version of this. So this is another one we'll take a look at. I do know this book's a good book. It's easily, if you grade it, it's a $100 book. Yeah, the hollows are going, they're listed between $10 and $50. The non-hologram are listed for $475, $165, and they're all over the place. The listings are all over. And people are just going to come in and just list it for what they want. But yeah, the sales, a 9.4, two 9.4s, one sold for $199, one sold for $250, one sold for $385, one sold for $175. So this is definitely a good book to get graded. I didn't, even though it's a hollow, I didn't see anything listed that's hollowed graded. So this is, again, because I have so many of them, I think it's a unique book to grade. I wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't something that was tied to a bigger book, that is not a hollow. And I have 4 of them, right? So take a shot on those. Hopefully they're around $60 to $80, maybe more, on those books. Another cool one, these are all hollows. Man, like he just has some crazy stuff. Yeah. So this is a Luke Cage. So let's see what's on this one. Yeah, listings are low because they're not graded. They're under $10 and no sales. So I only have one of this book because it's a hollow. I'm willing to take a shot on it just because of how unique it is. So I think it'd be worth it. And I mean, this thing is like pristine. It'd be so cool if I could hit some of these books. Like I've seen 9 9s. Never seen a 10, so if I could get 10s in some of these, that'd be epic. Here's another really cool one, hollowed. I don't know if you can tell. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how this one looks. Yeah, graded. There's a listing for $121. Everything else is around $20. The non-graded, the non-hollow is going for like $154, maybe a little bit more, that kind of stuff. But yeah, take a shot on that too. It's a very, very unique book. Here's another amazing one. This one I know, the non-hollow, this is a hologram book too, but non-hollow is going, this is a good book. This is a big book. Yeah, I'm going to go right to the sales on this one. Yeah, graded, non-hollow. It's 45 to 50 bucks graded, 9.2 to 9.8. And when you look at the spine on this thing, then you look at the whole book itself, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's definitely there. So we'll do that one. Last one I'll show you guys and cut this off and I'll do some more. But yeah, like here's a cool one. Look, this one I can actually get to change for you. Look at that. That's so cool. Love all that stuff. Yeah, all under 15, non-graded. The sales. Yeah, the sales are not there. But again, I only have one. I'm very willing on this book to take a shot and see what happens with it. But yeah, I mean, that's just a gist of stuff, you know, like what I like to do, what I like to look at, you know, how I'm gonna go through some of this stuff. Like, there's this stuff out here I never even knew anything about. I mean, look, there's just so much stuff. But anyway, I hope these videos are fun for you guys. I hope they're helpful. You got any questions, feel free to reach out. Till next time.